everyone? Thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at MicroStrategy, the daily breakdown, and we're going to look at some levels to look out for this week and see how everything goes out. Here on the weekly, we've been riding up this trend line consistently, respecting it. We got a strong bounce the past 3 weeks, and we got the best close so far in this past 3 weeks. We closed above a horizontal level of support on the daily, looking perfect right here. So the next level that we have to break is a minor level at about 320. That maybe we get a little stutter here before we can move up to 350. But we need to break this downward trend line. That's what we really have to focus on. We have to focus on breaking that, holding it, and potentially getting a retest. So maybe we break, retest, and we move to that 350 level. And the same thing, break, retest, and then maybe we see 400. I'm not saying that that's going to happen this week, but that is what we need to look out for. And 400 would be pushing towards the middle of this channel, which would be perfect. Long term, I do see us getting to the top of the channel, maybe 1,000, 1,200. We'll see how it plays out this year. Of course, it depends on Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin depends on the S&P 500 and economic data. So they're all tied together. We still have our bull flag intact. This move right here confirmed that we're still in it, because if we would have broke below, then I could probably say that it's invalidated, but it's still intact. It still looks good. And if you measure out from here to here, we've talked about before, and you take it to the bottom, gives you about a target of 1,000 to 1,200. That's what this box here is, the top end of the range, what we're looking for. In terms of the Bollinger Band, we got a perfect bounce. Like we always say, we don't spend much time at the green. We actually closed above the blue, which is very bullish. Maybe we get a bounce off the blue to a bounce after the retest off the blue and push up to the red. On the weekly, we have a perfect bounce as well, right off the green, headed towards the blue. And maybe we can break this blue this week. That would be very bullish. But if not, it's not a cause of concern either. So on the SMAs, we bounced off the 50-week, which is a strong level of support. We bounced off of it almost 3 times, along with this horizontal level of support and this trend line or bottom of the channel. So that's a lot of confluence behind price. That's the reason why price ended up bouncing. Speaking of confluence, all of that combined with the 200-day moving average underneath us, we got a double bottom. So that was good. I think we had some divergence as well that we'll look at again. We had to close above the 20-day, which is good. And now we have to crack above this 50, which also lines up with that level of resistance that we have to break at about 320. So if we can break these levels, I think we see 350 pretty quickly. So hopefully we break it this week and see if we can touch 350 this week. On the volume, you can see the volume's pretty much been riding up little by little. So let's see if we can get a larger candle this week, something about this size or something like that, where we can really rally up to the next level. On the weekly, the volume looks very good, starting to build up a little bit. In terms of the MACD, we're still very bearish on the weekly, but I don't think it's anything to be concerned about because we can always curl back up. We could see something where the blue starts to go upward like that, and the yellow lags a little bit and then starts going up like that. We could see something where that ends up happening, and maybe we push back to 68, or we can even push higher. So that would be a great sign. And then these candles can start turning green again here. That'd be a great sign to see, but it's not guaranteed, of course. On the RSI, we bounced off the mid level of about 50. So we're pushing back up higher. We're trying to reclaim this moving average. If we could take over that and push up higher, we can maybe get another peak like that where we see this green where we're above and we're in that overbought territory. That's what we want to see. We want to see overbought territory for an extended period of time so everybody can make some money, whoever's in. On the monthly, we're still holding higher levels, and honestly, it's kind of like a bull flag on the monthly RSI. Kind of have a flagpole here, and we're still holding this level of support. So the next move could be higher. We just need to reclaim this moving average, this yellow line here. And we're going to talk about that divergence a little bit, where we saw price here at the same level, same horizontal level, but we did see RSI increasing in strength. So we kind of said it just before it happened, not a big deal, but we did say that price was here at the same level, but the RSI is increasing. So there was an increased chance that price could shoot up because this was kind of leading what could happen here, and now price followed what RSI was doing. It was a buildup of strength, but price wasn't showing it yet. but it seems to play it out pretty well. So we'll see what the next move is. And now we're going to go to Fibonacci. We're going to go to retracement. We fell below the golden zone, the 0.5 to the 0.618. We closed right back within it. So let's see if we can push above this week. That would be the goal, really, to break out of the golden zone and close. And then maybe the following week we bounce and retest and move on up. Or we can just shoot straight through, because MicroStrategy is very volatile. So it's possible that we get a massive candle. We'll see how it plays out, of course. So if you were to take from this top to this bottom to try and call the next target of this next move up, the 2618 would land at 168 and price would be pretty close. It ended up pushing up to about 200 on the wick, but on the body of the candle, about 177. And the target was called at 168. So that's pretty close. So we're going to redo the same thing on this leg. Bring price up to here, up to the top of the wick, down here to the start of the move. And the next call, when you're using this move here, once you see a little bit of a down movement, you can start pulling your fib here for this leg. And the 2618 called a price of 452. We pushed up to 546, but that was a blow off top. The body of the candle ended up landing at 442. So I mean, that's very close, right in the ballpark. It doesn't have to be exact, but you just want a guideline, you know? So we're gonna do it again, and it lines up pretty close with the top of the channel. And that's what we have drawn out here. So if we take it here, if we run up to the 2618, that takes us to about 1200. But let's say we shoot a little low, we're talking about 1000. If we shoot a little bit above with another blow off top, maybe we hit 1400 before another cool down and maybe another run up after. But we'll take it one step at a time. We're looking at the next leg up. We're not worried about what's going to happen at the end of the year, because I know some people are talking about $4,000 price target and so on, but we're going to do one step at a time. If we hit the 1200, then we'll look for the next target after that. Overall though, if you believe in Bitcoin, I don't see why you wouldn't believe in MicroStrategy. I understand it's a little more aggressive, but you could always allocate a smaller portion of your portfolio to it, and they continue to purchase more Bitcoin. So the correlation to Bitcoin is tied heavily to it. So the more they purchase it, the more of a premium you'll get, and the more tightly it'll be correlated with Bitcoin. That's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you in the next one.